Hope you all are doing good. So today we are going to talk about the roadmap of AWS Certified Developer Associate level. Okay. So for people who don't have more than 2 minutes to spend on this video, here is a quick one-liner. So we are going to talk about 4 official links of the AWS and 3 courses: what, why, when, what is the sequence, and why actually. The modules of the exam, the types of questionnaire, the types of answers, timings, what to expect after the exam, and the kind of exams, what happens during the exam, and uh, how much time, and all such things we are going to discuss in this video. But if you don't want to spend that much time on the video, the 3 courses, the 4 official links, which are very useful kind of blogs, white papers, FAQs, and everything, those links you will find in the description, and you can simply go ahead with that and make yourself comfortable. For remaining guys, let's get started. Okay, so okay, let me just move on to this. So this I completed 2 weeks back. So we are going to talk about that, and let's get started. So what is the roadmap? Because many people are still preparing. Mostly I see solution architect and associate level of exams are like too much in demand currently going on. So today this video is specific for associate level, and if you want for solution architect also, I have not done that, but my mates whom I know have done that. So if you need it, do mention that in the comment section. So let's get started. So the modules that we see in the exam, how the questions are distributed, are in the 5 modules. I'll put them somewhere in this clip above. So first is the deployment, second is security, third is development with AWS services, fourth is refactoring, fifth is the monitoring and troubleshooting. Okay, now it's like when we go to our AWS login, the home console page, we see multiple options, right? So everything is categorized in this manner. So marks are segregated accordingly. Now, what topics come under which, that is not in the scope of this video, but yeah, this is how it is segregated, and what is the use of that and all, we are going to talk in this video. And finally, after the exams, what all things we get and what to expect, that also we are going to talk in this video. Okay, so first starting with the courses that I took. Okay, so this complete video is about the opinion, the perspective by a noob, not a professional. And so here I go. And just for the a point to understand that AWS cloud technology, something is there. So people who are familiar with the cloud technology already, be it AWS, Azure, or some private clouds or anything, it might be a bit of advantage for beforehand if we have that kind of knowledge. And if we don't have any knowledge on the cloud technologies, it's still fine, but of course that makes a small difference in terms of time spent on learning. But it's like, you know, or you don't know, that's fine. Coming to my point of view, I am bit familiar with the cloud technologies before starting with the AWS, so that might have been a small helpful thing for me. But even if you don't have any understanding, it's like fine. We can start from here itself, or you can go ahead with the beginner also. But in this courses, though it is for associate, I think the introduction and all is actually covering the beginner points of view as well. So this certified developer associate from Cloud Academy, this course, this I started with. And here if I see, we have introductions for everything. We have uh, the video of demonstration, then we are actually asked to log in with their temporary credentials, and we are asked to perform every everything practically, basically, and the instructions are given. So that is something good about this, because the providing labs, temporary credential, and everything is done here, so I need not to put my credit card or anything. So more details you can go, but yeah, this is the name, and the Cloud Academy is the website. The links you will find in the description. So the good point about this is you will have practical labs, the credential, everything will be given by the course itself. We need not to use our own account or anything. So that is one thing. And so we started with this. By the end of this course, though we spent how much, 44 hours of duration, much that much videos are there. uh, and by the end of this video, to be frank, I was able to picturize everything, but still very much confused, because there is not 2 services or 3 services, it's a big list, right? So if we are starting simply with this and ending with this, that might help you, but for me it was not like I was not confident even after completing that course, but yeah, it is definitely helpful. Now where it is going to help in future, that we are going to talk in a moment. So after this, then I went to Udemy, where I have I'm sure you know this guy, like very famous nowadays. Okay, so then I started with this course on Udemy. Now the point here is, here are not going to have any practical labs that they are asking us to do, but he will be demonstrating, he will be doing everything with the proper explanation, his experience with the exams. He have written exams multiple times, just so that his content gets updated with every time. And it's like it's sticking to whatever the updates are going to happen, and whatever are the changes going to is reflecting correctly. So with the help of this, I see like what are the changes happen in AWS services, how it was used to work previously, how it is happening now. And there is some things which is going to help in between, specific to examination point of view as well, in terms of questionnaires, in terms of concept and etc. So then I came to this, and my opinion would be that with this also, of course the list is same, the concept is same, and everything same. But when I am doing both of this course, I can see this person is speaking in a different perspective, the Cloud Academy person is speaking in a different perspective. So this is like a helpful for us, because we are now trying to understand multiple facets of any concept, and there are some facts which are covered in this by this person, some facts which are covered by the Cloud Academy course. So it's not a loss to us, but we are trying to uncover many things which are not covered under one, because even when we are listening to this much duration, we might skip one, and uh, we might forget one. Okay, so after the end of these two things, still you did some practicals, you completed this course, now you're good to go. But for me, still I was not confident. Okay, so it might be different for you. For you, even the one is enough. For me, it was not, because I learn a bit lately, I need more time to capture. But that is about me. For you, even one of them might be good, but the point here is, I did two of them, you can choose any of them. So I did Cloud Academy, followed by this, and after this also I had too much confusion, like for any specific scenario, real time thing, if it is given to us, and the questions that are asked to us is like, okay, this is the scenario, this is the budget, this is the environment. Now tell me which of the following options are correct. So in that, many options might be correct, but the answer is to choose one of them, because the one would be more closer to the what to the expectation basically. So unless and until we try to find out what is wrong with the other options, I think yeah, that's a common sense. But basically there are more things which are correct, but when we identify the facts, what is happening, how much infrastructure, how much cost is going in one particular service, so there are this kind of facts also which helps us to answer optimally. So I think for me, doing multiple courses and stuff highlighted some points which I might not have got with one thing. But even after the end of two courses, there was no clarity. Like it's a simply learning, doing a bit practical, not a real time scenario. I did not work during the learning, so maybe that's the reason I got a bit confused among many services that are available for one kind of scenario, and that's where this the third. So this is not the course. This is basically the practice exams, which is again given by the same person, Stephen Marek. Okay, apologies if I didn't pronounce this correctly. Okay, cost 5,128 shows, but again the next day it's like 10 times less, 90% less. Maybe something happening with Udemy, but yeah, I'm not sure what is wrong with that. Maybe some offer something going on, but yeah. So it's same Stephen, someone who created the practice exams. Here I get six practice papers which I can practice. So here basically the good thing about here is, there are many things while learning, because of humongous things that we are consuming, we might miss a lot of things, and sometimes we might get sleep also. So here the good thing is, when we are learning, when we are trying to answer one question, we are trying to learn four concepts actually. So even though you have heard about it, you have done the practicals, here when we see, right, the explanation is given in such a way that this is not true because of this following reason, this is not true is because of this following reason. So here you not only you are comparing, but also you are trying to find out what is wrong with the first three. So with this help, I now get a clarity, okay, the first option is wrong, so in which scenario this can be used. So that kind of things would be very helpful, because while writing exams, it's like all four options are correct, but which is the apt one? So maybe that is something which benefited me. And before going to the official links, this is one thing. Okay, so we'll get question is like, okay, this is my requirement and this is what my constraints are. Now choose me, like provide me the one of the, like which one should I go with. So that is one kind of questionnaire. The second type questionnaires would be which are multiple choice. So in this multiple choice we have two types. First, in which we have to choose first option, third option, like multiple options to resolve one solution. Okay, so basically let's say when we are asked to create an infrastructure and provide like cloudless infrastructure, maybe something like I did not to create EC2 myself, so I will go with a cloud formation. So what is dependent on that? So basically two or three options together constitute one solution. That would be one type of multiple type questions, multiple choice answers. And the second would be in which the solution 1 is also correct, solution 3 is also correct. So those individually can provide the solution, but the next one is also similarly apt. So in this case one option can provide the solution, but because it is multiple choice there would be something other options which we have to select. So both options individual can provide the solution. So one would be in which multiple options together form one solution, and in one would be that each option would be individually providing the solution but both of them are correct. So that would be uh, that is the different types of multiple choice questions we would be getting. And overall, okay, let's see here for the example sake. Okay, if I go to yeah, so this is not the exact same questions you are going to get. So just by this uh, okay, so here it's giving us some scenario and it is asking me which kind of deployment strategy would be good for me. So in this case, if let's say I have never heard of cattle deployment, but here I am getting the explanation that what is it, why is it wrong. So in that case I am also learning multiple concepts which I have never heard of it. At the same time I'm able to provide that. Okay, in place deployment itself could be the solution, and blue green itself could be the solution, but because it is multiple choice we get to know that both of them are suitable and we can choose any of them. Okay, so that was the type of questionnaires. And in exam we get 65 questions, and for each question it would be like 2 minutes allotted. It's not like after 2 minutes I cannot see the question. Overall the timing would be like 65 questions, 65 into 2, 130 minutes. Okay, that is what we are allotted for the examination. But if you see while starting the examination it shows 140 minutes, 140 minutes. So the 10 minutes would be to read the maybe their guidelines, the rules that we need to stick to and all those such things. So once we read those instruction initially, as soon as we click submit, the 10 minutes will be removed from our timer. The remaining 130 minutes would be given to us. And yeah, that was about this kind of things. And there are many things. Okay, let me point out like for example, we like as an user I want to get an access to a resource. Okay, now the questionnaires would be like I need to use I am basically, or I need to go with the resource policy or trust policy. One would be basically not related to at all. Now the remaining two, yes, very close, but which one is opt? That. Okay, so yeah, going to next thing. Um, okay, so there are some facts like exact numbers. Okay, for example, if this much IOPS I want, okay, what amount of RAM should or memory should I allocate? Now is this the correct manner of considering the relation, or should I reverse it? So basically these types of things, when we are trying to understand the concept we might not focus on the calculation, but when the actual questions are asked on those calculation, it would be like we need to understand once and forget it. Like when the numerical comes again we can do it. So question numericals like IOPS related, numericals like read capacity units, write capacity units for different scenario, like eventually read, consistent read. So it's like numericals are also very important, but those are kind of simpler if we try to understand once, and not much very frequent changes happens in terms of concept in those numerical. And the good thing about those numerical is that it is something which is asked for sure. Okay, again market conditions apply or something. Okay, Now, one more thing to highlight is CLI. Now, I was sharing my experience that I have not much experience with the AWS before starting with this learning. Now, coming to command line, it's definitely we cannot learn it until unless we do it. We use it more often every now and then. So, in such case, what logics can we apply? So, as number of questions that I have seen in terms of CLI, what I've observed is okay. Let's move here. Okay, so what I observed in terms of CLI related questions would be that don't apply your logic there. Okay, try to read the statements in like a normal English statements, and based on your other knowledge, don't use your logic, but based on the services knowledge that you have, use that and try to read the English statements. Most of the time it is common sense that could help us correct the okay, this command is correct, this is not, this is correct, this is not. Okay, and there are things which like there are many command prompts, or like there are many CLI instructions which are correct but are updated. So I think some of them which are crucial in terms of exam perspective, those are covered in that course. One was related to some login and something. So again, for CLI things, I was trying to use the common things and the service knowledge instead of using my own um logics. So that was something about CLI, because if we have used, then we have no uh, confusion in that, but otherwise yeah. And then what happens after the examination? So I'm not going to show the screenshots of what all things we get after the examination, because it might change every now and then. But for me, what I get is like I get the report about way in which topic I was good, in which topic I need to improve. Like if I scroll down, you can see these are the 5 modules of the examinations, and in that this needs improvement and this means competent, I meet their competencies. So so these are 5 modules, and this is the max, the the only breakdown report that I get. And the certificate we get after maybe after 4 hours or after 24 hours or SLI. Within that duration we'll get a certificate, but uh, immediately after writing the example, we will not be getting any kind of acknowledgement or certificate, but just the status that okay, you passed or you failed on the exam panel itself. But don't expect any mail immediately, and within 24 hours SLA you might get a mail about the report or this certificate. And then we'll get a badge as well. Maybe we can use that in our former signatures or something. And then we get also some offers and discounts on the other exams that we might want to write, which are in the AWS itself. Like this much discount on this exam and that sort of thing. So I'm not sharing those screenshots because it might change every now and then. Okay, now we talked about courses, we talked about examination point of view. Let me give this fourth link. So these 4 AWS links which we are going to talk now is not very much needed for the exam, but if we just give a read through them, I think it is very useful, because for me it was useful, though I use it in exam or not. But reading or going through these blogs and FAQs does give us like m- most of the what I can say. If I don't read it, definitely there are things which I might have done silly mistakes. So many people are doing it, that's why it was added as an FAQ. So I think in that perspective, I went and then I wrote the FAQ. So these are the blogs, the links you'll find in the description. This has nothing to do with exam specifically, but to get the around knowledge, maybe you can go through these blogs. And then we have white papers. So I hope now you know what white papers are around. It's not specifically about one concept or something. It's something uh, maybe some upgrades are happening. Again, that will be the documentation. So this is more about what I can say, something unique about some concept, something someone realized that with this combination I'm getting this. So something it's basically highlighting some concept because of some specific reasons. So those kind of things we'll try to get in the white paper. So try to give a read to any one of them, and if it interests, continue. Otherwise, move on to the next. Okay, then we have FAQs. So here most of the things like like we go Stack Overflow and there we find one person asking question, multiple people answering them. So here opening each topic and finding its corresponding FAQs highlights many things which we might not even thought, okay, that this could be done with this concept or this service. So those kind of things I am able to find it here. So try to go through one or two topics, and if you find it useful, continue it. I found it useful, so that's why I'm sharing. And next, yeah, and there are many other footer links that I can get here. So if you are interested in any of them, you can go through this also. So here I just kept the site for footer links, so you'll find it in the description. You can just use any one of them if required. And I think that's all what I needed to cover. If there is any other question which I have not covered, but you have to mention in the comment section. And if you want the similar go through for the solution architect, do mention that in the also in the comment section. So if there are more asking for that, I'll like more questionnaires about the solution architect, I'll prepare for that as well. And if you like this go through, just subscribe to support, and thank you for watching. Have a good day.